Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about some of my insecurities and I guess how I deal with it to help out anybody who might have similar insecurities, or if you just have any insecurity at all, how you can learn to cope with it. So my first insecurity is something that I feel like a lot of women don't necessarily have to deal with. Something that started like right around puberty. I started growing facial hair, which is super weird to talk about right now, but it's something that makes me super self-conscious and puts me in like a weird spot, especially when I'm around someone of the opposite sex that I find attractive or whatever. And then I'm like kind of like hiding my face, and like I started growing it when I think I was in like middle school. It was when I first got my first hair. That sounds really weird, but it was just like on my neck, and I was like, oh, I didn't think anything of it. I just plucked it. I was like, whatever, it's fine. Then it just started becoming more and more and more, and now I have like all of these bumps, which I'm pretty sure you can see, and that's why I figured I'd make this video, because you're gonna see it in my videos because it's there. It's very visible. So I just figured, let's talk about it and get it out of the way so that I'm not constantly like, oh, how should I put the camera? How should I have lights so that you don't see it? Because this is something that's a part of me. It's not gonna get any better. It's only gonna get worse with age. So let's talk about it. So I have these bumps on my neck, like hair bumps, and I think I went to a dermatologist and they told me that like black people, when they get hair, it's not all black people, but some black people will get hair bumps because of the coarseness of our hair will cause the bumps. So I have that on my neck, and I'm constantly picking to try to get them out because it's so frustrating. I have them on my chin, which you can probably see here and here. I've got hair there. And one night I was laying on my boyfriend at the time, and I was just laying on him like this. I think I was on his back or something, like laying. And he's like, ow, what just pricked me? And I was like, I didn't want to tell him like, oh, it's my hair. Like I never even discuss it with a boyfriend. I never discuss it. This is something I never talk about. So it's like super weird that I'm talking about it now, because I just try to hide it and act like it doesn't exist, but it does exist. I mean, I cope with it now because I'm older. I feel like being older helps you be able to make sense of something that you have absolutely no control over. Like I can't control the hair that comes out of my face. So why make it something that is this huge like deal? I think the best way to deal with it is to accept that this is something that is happening and you can't change it. The only thing you can change is the way you feel about it. No, nobody wants facial hair, but you can pluck it. You can do other means to get rid of hair or something like that. You can wax it, whatever. And then, yeah, it's something that you have to do every day, but it's not like I'm missing a limb or something, you know what I mean? So I just deal with it like that. And I feel like being older has made me realize that there's bigger things in life than having facial hair as a woman. This next one is like super personal, and I'm like debating right now if I should even like say it, because I think I'm just gonna say it because I feel like it could help someone else. It's about my vagina, okay? So it has like a weird odor sometimes, and not because I don't wash. Like I wash like 3 times in a day to make sure that it doesn't smell, but I feel like every once in a while like it'll just be like super smelly, and then I get super insecure and I'm like, people are gonna think I fucking just don't wash. And I'm like, I do wash, I can't control it. I don't know. So I mean, I don't know if that's normal. and it's super weird to be talking about and putting it up on the internet for people to see and be like, oh, she's got a stanky vagina. But it's like, no, I really don't. Like, I wash. I just don't know. I don't know why. And I went to my gynecologist. I was like, maybe I have something. Like, maybe I have an STD. I was like, maybe that's why it smells. Went there, clean, don't have anything. I'm like, why does it smell? Like, what the, like, she's like, oh, maybe it's the soap you're using because that could throw off your pH balance. And I'm just like, okay. And then she asked me, like, what was I using? So I told her I was using, what was it? It's one of those feminine products that they're like, oh, it helps you stay fresh. Oh, what's it called? Like, I was using that, and she's like, well, maybe that's throwing off your pH balance. So start using Dove for sensitive skin, unscented. So I started using that, and for a while it worked. And then out of nowhere, it just stopped working. And then I was like, okay, this is weird. I don't know. Maybe it's something biologically just inside of me that just makes it not have a pleasant smell. And I remember one of my exes, like, every single time we would have sex, like, he would get up, like, wipe his area off, and then, like, smell it, and he'd be like, oh, you smell it. And maybe he was lying, I don't know, but it was just, like, super, like, it just made me feel like shit. And I was like, oh my god, this is freaking horrible. So the way I deal with it now, because this is like a coping video. This isn't just like I'm gonna fucking talk about my insecurities. This is like coping with your insecurities and just making the best of it. That's what this video is about. So, enough talking about my stinky vag. Since I became vegan, I've heard that eating a whole plant food diet will make you smell better. So I've been trying to do that. I don't really wash with a washcloth anymore. I'll just wash with my hand, because washing with a washcloth, that holds bacteria in it and could get into your vagina and make the pH balance be thrown off. So I don't wash with that anymore. I just wash with my hand and soap. And then what's something else? Drink plenty of water, they say. Plenty of water, just to keep everything running clear. So, I mean, I think that's it. Just washing with no washcloth, drinking plenty of water, and eating a whole plant food diet, hopefully, will help. It's helped me out a little bit. Like, I don't feel like it smells super duper bad anymore like how it used to. It still has, like, sometimes a weird odor, but it doesn't smell nearly as bad as it used to. I was, like, so insecure about it. It was really bad. Last thing that I'm, like, was insecure about was these babies right here. These babies, my shoulders. I was young. I was, like, really young. And I was, like, fine with myself. I was like, whatever. I'm just a kid. Whatever. Then out of nowhere, my sister's like, it was like really random, and it hit me so hard. Oh my god, your shoulders are so broad. You look like a man. And that like started the downfall of my, like, my confidence, my self-confidence, I guess. And I just remember, like, my parents had, they had, like, one of those, like, mirror doors on their closet where it, like, opens. So there's, like, two sides, and then they open like this. You see? You see what I'm saying? And then the other side was like this. So you could, like, open both sides and, like, be able to look at the back of you. I don't know if I explained that right, but if I didn't, I'll try to find a picture of what they look like. So either way, my parents had one of those doors on their closet. So I would always, like, open it up and, like, look at my shoulders and be like, oh my god, they're so big. Because I'm, like, shaped like an inverted triangle. And I just remember being so insecure about it. It was so bad. Like, I was just, like, that brought down my self-confidence a lot at such a young age. Oh my god, I remember when I was like, I think I was in, like, middle school or, like, early high school. I was, like, always, like, writing stuff, and I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna shave my shoulders down so that they're nice and proportionate with my body. I mean, sometimes I still think about that, and I'm like, I wish I could do that. I wish I had the money to do that. But it's like, it's not really a big deal, because it's just your body, and if someone's gonna not like you because of your body, then they're kind of a shitty person. So, I don't know, I've just become, like, super accepting of myself now. Like, I just accept my flaws. Like, I have a hairy face. Sometimes my vagina smells bad. My shoulders are big. There's nothing I can do about it. So, I don't know. You just have to love yourself. Like, that's the whole point of this video, is even though you have flaws or things that you might deem as undesirable or whatever, is just to love yourself, because no one's gonna love you as much as you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, your parents are gonna love you, but it's like different. It's the shittiest thing to like go through the world not loving yourself and hating yourself. Like, that's freaking horrible. Like, I don't want to live like that. I want to be happy. I want to be happy with myself. I want to love myself. I want to take pride in being who I am, you know? Like, it just makes me really sad to think back and be like, how much I just hated everything about me. Like, I went through a really dark period where I like hated. I'm not gonna cry, but I really hated who I was. I remember being in, I remember when I was younger, I would cry myself to sleep. Because I just hated who I was. I hated everything about me. And there's so many things that I wanted to change about myself. Like, I hated everything. I hated the way I looked. I hated the fact that I was black. I hated my eyes. I hated my shoulders. I hated myself. Just all around. And I think about how much I just like wanted to like kill myself because I hated everything about myself. And I remember I would like me and my dad would always argue, and I feel like I look more like my dad than my mom. And I remember like getting so, like, I hated my dad because I feel like he made me look the way I look. You know, like, I was like, it's his fault that I look this way. It's his fault I have this kinky black hair. And I hate that. I was so like mean to myself. Like, I'm glad that I'm not that person anymore. Like, I'm proud to be black. I love my skin. I love who I am. And I just want to inspire other people to love themselves. I wouldn't want anyone else to go through that, because that was a horrible, horrible time in my life. I just, like, I thought that I was gonna die alone and no one would ever love me because of whatever. And I just remember like looking through magazines of people or seeing like celebrities and stuff, and just like hoping and wishing that one day I could look like that. I remember one time I went to bed, and like this was when I was really religious. I like prayed. I was like, God, please, when I wake up in the morning, please don't let me look like this. I want to look like so and so or this person or that person. I was like, I just don't want to look like this anymore. And I like, who prays for that? Like, that's horrible. Like, I was so fucked up in my head because of all these insecurities from seeing other people, and I don't know. Like, I just want people. I mean, I guess that this video is kind of all over the place. I'm sorry, but this was about my insecurities. But like, I was insecure about a lot of things when I was a kid, and I feel like now being an adult, like, I might still be like a little bit insecure about something or one thing or whatever, but I don't let it control me, and I don't let it control the way I control the way I feel about myself. Like, yeah, I still have big shoulders, I still have hair on my face, I still have like not the best smelling vagina, or might not have the most beautiful face or whatever, but it's like there's nothing I can do about it. I'm me. Like, I'm not gonna go through life hating myself. I want people to realize that everybody is beautiful in their own way, and everybody deserves to be loved, no matter what. Point blank, period. So I guess the point of this video is just to inspire people to realize that other people are just as insecure about certain things, but you don't have to let that control you. You don't have to let that control you at all. Like, you are special. You're perfect the way you are. Like, we're all different. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just want, like, if I ever have kids, which I don't plan on it, but I want to instill that into them. Like, don't ever think that you are ugly or that you are not worthy of being loved or not worthy of whatever because of something physical, like appearance wise. Like, who cares, you know? Be a good person. At the end of the day, that's what really matters. That's what people are gonna remember, how that person made me feel. That person was a good person. Like, sometimes, like, when I'm at work or something, or if I'm out in public or whatever, people are like, you seem like a lovable person, you seem like such a good person, and you're super bubbly and always smiling and whatever. It's like, that's what I want people to remember about me, that I was always smiling and I was a good person to everybody. That's what I want people to remember, and that's what they're gonna remember, because that's what I put out into the world. And maybe I'll make another video of how I came to the point where I'm at right now. I mean, I still have a ways to go. Like, I still am not 100% where I want to be with my self-love journey, but I'm a lot happier with the person that I am now. Like, oh, I don't know. I just want everybody to love themselves. Like, I really do, because it's like, once you do love yourself, you just feel so much better. It's like this weight has been lifted off of you. You don't have to be stick skinny. You don't have to look like a Kardashian with a big ass and flat stomach or whatever. Just be who you are, you know? Find people who look like you. Find people you can identify with and be friends with them. But I think that's the end of my little video, because I don't know. I think I've repeated myself like a bunch of times, but that's just like something that I want people to really, like, get into their head. People say it all the time, like, love yourself, but I feel like so many people don't, and it makes me sad. So I don't know, but thank you guys for watching. I was an emotional wreck. I'm sorry. I don't like being vulnerable or crying in front of people, but I don't know. But yeah, thank you for watching. And I'll see you in my next video. Remember to be bold, be beautiful, and be you. I love you guys. Bye.